Let's start with vehicle insurance.
Okay.
Vehicle insurance, we have a travel club. We'll basically put a link in the description. So we get that online. We get it just before we cross into Mexico.
Okay.
We can order it up and then you print a certificate, and it's it's a lot of paper because it's Mexico.
Yeah.
So it's
I
about
carry my printer with me, so
We do too.
yeah.
3-4 pages. We just leave it in the glove box. We have multiple copies
Yeah.
in case we don't get it back if there's a stop or something. But
Yeah.
we've never had problems.
You've never had a problem.
So it
with
costs about 1,200 Canadian. No, sorry, 1,200 USD for 6 months for both our vehicles, and we insure it. We insure for about 110,000 USD. We've kind of just been paying as we go type thing.
that. Yeah.
What I had done is through kind of our benefit program, you get a certain amount of days in travel. And we were never worried in Mexico, but in the U.S. it could be quite expensive.
Oh, very expensive.
So we were covered for, I think, 45 days leaving Canada, and that's all we worried about.
That's all
really.
you needed.
Yeah.
So
just
you
to
don't
get
worry
through the
about
US.
health insurance in Mexico at all?
At
I
this
mean,
point,
you-
no. We're still
Yeah.
young enough.
Yeah.
We know enough. We have enough friends there to help us.
Yeah.
To go see a doctor or
Yeah.
help with any translation.
And it's not that expensive because I've never had a claim
no.
on my insurance.
Yeah.
Also, we have corporate. My company, the company I run, has a corporate Visa card.
Oh yeah.
And through the annual subscription, so it's a paid for subscription on the Visa, we get a certain amount of travel insurance, but more importantly, I rely on that for emergency medevac. So that one covers that aspect of it.
Yeah.
But moving forward, we're looking to apply for our temporary residency. We may not come back for a couple of years, and there is, I believe the insurance is called Global Medical Insurance.
I've heard of that. Yeah.
And in terms of, if you're traveling in multi-countries, that's probably the way to go. The travel club, you can get your vehicle insurance and you can get your FMN, tourist visa,
Yeah.
right from the travel club. So you need to have, I think, at least
Come on in.
48 hours,
Yeah.
and you'll have your FMM in your inbox. So you print it off. And so the process is, we went through Tecate last time, but they will just have you pull over, they'll do the inspection of your unit, and then you'll get your paperwork stamped, your FMM stamp,
Right.
and then you're on your way.
And then I'm on my way. And then there's nothing else to worry about. I know.
You can even
that-
prepay it, so you don't even have to see the teller at the border, so it's prepaid.
Really?
All you need is the stamp.
Just the stamp, and that's it.
So the road from Mexicali to San Felipe, and a lot of sections down, like all the way down to Guerrero Negro, so where Highway 5 and Highway 1 meet up again in central Baja. So that Highway 5 was quite damaged during the last hurricane. The rebuild is done. When we came back in 2020, they were just grading the shoulders. The actual highway is beautiful.
Beautiful. Yes,
So basically, what you're suggesting is I get my my Mexican insurance and my visa, and then instead of stopping in Mexicali, I would go through the border that same day. I wouldn't stay overnight in Mexicali because Holdfield, where I would be camped at, is not that far from El Centro, and I've
Right.
been down to Mexicali a few times.
You would
Yeah.
still stop at the border, right? You still have to
but
go
not
through
overnight.
all the.
No.
Yeah, because it's kind of rough. Mexicali's a little rough.
I wouldn't stay
What
there.
we
Yeah,
did
yeah.
when we went down last time, we were in San Diego, but we wanted to cross at Tecate because it's a little, Tijuana's a crazy border.
Yeah.
So we
that's-
drove an extra hour just to go to Tecate because it's a small border. And people were saying there's
Maggie.
a parking lot just before, and you park there and you can walk. And it's probably the better way,
Yeah.
is to park your rig there, because we were a truck camper, so
We just
they did our inspection. They had us go around the block. Then we walked
Right,
out
you-
through the U.S. side.
enough.
Right. We walked back out to the U.S. Then came back by foot to the Mexican side to do our paper, to do our FMM
Stamp
stamp
and all
and
that.
passport checks.
So
and
you
all
do
that.
have to get out of your vehicle.
You
Oh,
do,
yes.
Yeah.
because they're going to do the inspection anyways. They're going to
Yeah.
look. They're going to look into your rig.
Yeah.
Yeah. And what about pet insurance?
We don't get any insurance.
But now what are the requirements for crossing the border as far as vaccinations and stuff for pets?
They have to be up to date with their shots. so they need to be up to date with their rabies shots. And
It's-
they, both U.S. and Mexico, and Canada says that too for foreigners coming
Yeah.
in, is that they have to have been seen by a vet and given
Yeah.
a
30
clean
days.
bill of
Yeah.
health within 30 days.
I've never
Now,
had that. Never had that
they've
question.
never requested it. We've
Yeah.
done it.
Yeah.
We've done
We
it every
had it.
time just to be safe,
Well,
right?
yeah, because you don't want to all of a sudden have
Exactly.
to turn around, right?
Never, never
Now,
asked.
the Mexican website says if you don't have it and they're requested, they'll have a vet come to the border.
Yes.
Oh, really?
So,
Yes.
you know,
Yeah. Well, she has to get her shots anyway before I go. Is there a time frame? Is it has to be 30 days or something?
they
like
have
that?
to have their shots within 2 weeks of crossing the border.
Oh, okay.
So for the vaccine
Yeah.
to have taken hold.
Yeah.
So you suggest stop on the American side, you buy your paperwork on the American
Yeah,
side.
You buy it for 48 hours before. You know,
Till it gets
you can't just go
registered.
online and request it because the FMM takes at least 2 days. At least, you know, in 2020 that was the case. They were just starting that, where you could prepay and apply. So everything's pre-filled out. It's prepaid, so you don't have to have the extra step at the border to pay the teller, because it's a different. This is the teller. That's the passport office. This is the inspection station.
Three
so there's
items.
3 steps.
3 different, yes.
So you can eliminate one of them, and your paperwork's pre-filled out. You never have to fill out the form by hand. It's pre-filled out by the travel club. So you saved yourself a lot of time doing that. Now, it's still recommended that if you're close to the borders, that you overnight on the U.S. side, you know, somewhere close, and cross during daylight hours fairly early, and you want to get through Mexicali or whatever city that you're crossing, either Tijuana or Tecate, and you want to start heading south and get through town in daylight.
Yeah.
Yes.
Don't
Oh,
cut it at the end of the day. It
Do
happened
not.
to people, and then if you're stuck or you have mechanical issues, you don't want to get stuck overnight on a border town.
No. From what I've seen of border towns, I'd rather not be there overnight.
But once you're out of that, you know, that Tecate, and you start heading south, and you get into all of a sudden, the ocean opens up.
Yeah, every
Yeah.
Where do you
Yeah.
recommend crossing?
They cross at Mexicali.
We came back at Mexicali, but we crossed at Tecate, and we have friends on the west side. It's called Adele's Ranch.
Okay.
So it's a Mexican boy and a Quebec girl, like basically got married up. They converted a bus, and so you can stay there as a bus, but basically RVers come in and boondock. But we went early, and at Tecate, like there was no wait.
Yeah.
Like we went through the process. There was no line out
Is
No.
the border crossing at Pecan?
at Tecate.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there's
Okay.
there's stuff to do in Tecate. If you get there early,
Yeah.
there's a brewery tour, and there's like great little things. Like
That's
Tecate
on the
is a cute.
Mexican
It's a
side.
much
On
smaller
the
town.
Mexican side.
Oh, Tecate's on the Mexican
Yeah.
side?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I was thinking it was on the California side. Okay. So that's something to think about. Because I was thinking I would go down through Mexicali and try
And
to get there
Mexicali is
early
fine
in the
too. It's
morning.
just a little bit bigger border,
Yeah.
and you know you probably want to cross it right at sunrise. But you know, people go to work early in Mexico, so there's
Yes,
going
they
to be a
do.
little bit of traffic
Yeah.
in the morning.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like,
And
that's why
you know, when we
Tijuana's
crossed
so
Tecate,
crazy.
the traffic was going the other way, because Mexicans going to work.
Oh, really?
So to the
Oh,
US.
yeah.
So
Well, that's a good thing to keep in mind then. Yeah.
if you're going down Baja and you've got a tow vehicle, you shouldn't be alone, because there are some mountain areas that you will need to take the tow off, and
Really?
you will need to have somebody drive the vehicle and drive the motorhome. There's some
That steep at
that steep.
Rosalía?
You will probably overheat, especially with an older unit, especially if you're heavy. And the curves are so tight
Okay.
that the tow vehicle could potentially, because a lot of times the white line, the outside white line, is a drop off.
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
Like it's not a pleasant
Sometimes.
drive. Going down to San Felipe, no problem.
No problem.
But
Oh, well, I'm not going any further than that. I don't think anyway
but
this year.
to San Felipe, it's all flat. It's all flat. It's beautiful
Yeah.
drive.
Beautiful.
It goes along.
Beautiful.
It goes along the ocean. It's beautiful out
Yeah,
there.
the area I was looking at was, I think it's called Baja Conception or something.
Yep.
The bank.
That
Yeah.
is
That's
beautiful.
That's Mulegé and south of Mulegé.
Beautiful.
There's
Yeah.
lots of free beaches there.
The water is so calm. It's in the bay.
But
It's
to
so
get
calm
there,
you can go on paddleboard.
yeah. But to get there is a serious drive.
Oh yeah.
If you're going to be out of the country for 3 years, What do you do about your health care?
Okay, so with the Saskatchewan healthcare, the way that works is that first of all, they have to know that you left.
Yeah.
But if they terminate your coverage, which they could, right, if they
Yeah.
discover, it takes 90 days to get
3
reinstated.
months. Yeah.
But now we are going to apply for temporary residency so we can stay longer in Mexico.
Yeah.
We would not summer there in our RV, we would still come
Peter.
up north.
Yeah.
But we just may not come back to Canada.
Okay. Yeah. But no, I'm not scared of stuff like that. But it's just stuff I don't want to get involved with a government hassle of any kind.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know.
Oh, I understand. That's why,
Yeah.
like, even the minor thing of the dogs, like, we know we've never had an issue. We've taken them.
But it can be a first
I
time.
want to make sure I
Yeah.
have the paperwork so I can say here.
You know,
Yeah.
to go down to Cabo San Lucas, you know, down Baja, is, you know, you'll go through 7 military checkpoints. And they're really friendly.
Oh, yeah.
And especially if you chat them up, like once they're done their inspection,
a
they
Coke.
get chatty. Like, where are you going? What are you
Never.
doing? They're curious to see, you know, where you're coming from. And we give them stickers and we give them pops. You know, we give them
Yeah.
subs. you
They
know,
will
cool.
always say, they will never say no to a Coke.
Yeah, to a
They love,
Coke.
really?
They love
Yeah.
Coke.
Yeah. That, I've heard that the Mexicans. Yeah.
They
Yeah.
love
Yeah.
their Coke.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
we,
and Fresca.
so
and
we,
Fresca,
we
okay.
always have a
Or
cooler
no, it's
full-
called
full-
Fanta. Orange Fanta. They
Yeah.
love orange Fanta.
You see, I never drink soft drinks, so I'd have
We
to.
don't either,
Oh, no,
but
we
we
don't.
buy it for the
We
trip.
have a cooler in the back seat, and we stop there and we see how many guys are there, and we just open the thing and say, "Hey guys, do you want a Coke?"
Yeah.
No problem.
But after we did
Really?
everything, right? It's not like a bribe.
Oh,
run
no.
us Through,
Yeah.
like,
No, it's after
okay,
we
you can
talk.
go.
After
Great
you
guys.
went
Hey,
through.
would you like?
Hey, would you
have
like
some
a Coke?
stickers?
Yeah,
Have a Coke.
yeah,
Have a pop.
yeah.
You know, in some towns you'll come in and you know there'll be a speed bump and have a collection for the town.
Yeah.
You know, it's not a so. Some people call it an unofficial toll booth or whatever, and that's fine. Usually, it's for like the like ambulance service or
Oh,
local
okay.
hospital.
Give them
Yeah.
a couple pesos and they're
And
fine.
that's it. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll drop 20, 50 pesos in
Do
there.
you want some Mexican currency before you go?
Oh yeah,
We always do.
we go down usually with about 25 to 30,000 pesos, and so I order it in certain denominations. I make up envelopes of about 5 to 7,000 pesos each, and it's got a lot of small bills because when you go and get pesos at the bank machine, usually it'll just be out all 500.
500 pesos, and try and get change.
So we
Yeah.
Try.
and you know you go to a little business coffee shop or
Yeah.
you're trying to get something and it's like you got a 500 and it's like
And,
yeah, look,
and it's
that's
only
good.
20 pesos.
So what we do for connectivity, so we use our TELUS phone plan. We use Easy Roam, which is always turned on. It doesn't get billed unless you start to
Let's
roam.
use it. Okay.
Okay, so it's $9 in the US and $13 in Mexico a day, and your plan comes with you at that point. There's no additional charges. Up to maximum 15 days billing in that month. So once you've paid for it 15 days in the billing month, then that's it. They don't charge anymore. I mean, at $13 a day, that's $180 in the month
Yeah.
to have that plan. We have a Mexican phone that we use for data also. It comes with 4 gigs and we can just pay as you go. So
In,
we have
in
a-
any OXXO.
And you acquire that in Mexico?
Yeah, at a
Yeah.
Telcel.
Yeah.
At a
Yeah.
Telcel branch. We try to get Wi-Fi as much as possible. So on the back of the rig, we have a WineGuard 2.0 Wi-Fi booster,
Okay.
so we can pick up Wi-Fi. I just picked up a Wi-Fi extender, so that when our host has Wi-Fi, but it can't quite reach, especially the 5G. My booster does not pick up 5G. It only picks up the 2.4G signal, which is fine. We can pick it up far, but if we prefer the 5G because it's faster,
Yeah.
and so we'll just go into our family's house and we'll set up the extender, and then once it's set up, you move it midpoint, right? So we put it closer, and then we can pick up directly
Okay.
from our.
Extender just
So-
relaying it.
Isn't
This
that
is
ex-
relaying it.